Hello, my name is Kevin Pineda, and I'm an undergraduate student at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte studying health systems management with a minor in public health. So, this ePortfolio is meant to capsule all of the work that I've done throughout my time in my major and the things that I've learned and major emphasis in key growth areas that I've challenged myself in throughout my studies. But to understand a little bit more about my major, the Health Systems Management major at UNC Charlotte focuses on preparing students to enter into entry-level positions in the healthcare sectors through interdisciplinary studies, primarily public health. They do this by helping students plan, engage, detail, and deliver healthcare services in a variety of settings, whether it be hospitals, managed care organizations, and clinics, or other similar organizations. And this is done by coursework that focuses on career-based settings, so such as healthcare regulation law, leadership, reflection, those major things that are needed in general practice to be a successful healthcare manager and provide leadership needed in our healthcare industry. So to go into a little bit more detail about my ePortfolio. The ePortfolio is broken up into 3 sections with a major emphasis overarching all of them. So my 3 major emphases or key areas that I've learned are leadership, communication, and professionalism with an overall arching emphasis of teamwork. So all under each section that you'll find are artifacts, and the artifacts are things that I've done throughout my 4 years at UNC Charlotte that are reflective of that work that I've done in those key areas. And you'll notice as you go through my ePortfolio that you'll see areas and how they connect with each other. So under my leadership portfolio, you'll see things such as my personality assessment, my interview with leaders, and my leadership reflections. And those all go into a different area. So for example, under the interview with a leader, it really focuses on understanding the leadership aspects of how our healthcare world works today with leaders that are currently in our communities. But more importantly, it connects over to the communication aspect because it takes a lot of skills to interview those leaders and understand in a dynamic sense what those leaders are doing and to convey their message properly. Under my communication setting, I put some things that I've done, such as my speech outlines, my virtual speaking, and my communication studies that have helped me gauge a better sense of how communication is important to the healthcare industry today. So please do take a look at that. And then finally, in my professionalism settings, I have a copy of my resume, which overall arches the things that I have been able to grasp, so such as leadership experience and the public health experiences that I've learned throughout my time within the major. But most importantly, the overarching theme of teamwork. So while each one of these artifacts interconnects with each other, the overarching concept of teamwork is really important within the healthcare industry today because none of these things together work independently. They all work in unison to create a dynamic approach of collaboration that is needed in the healthcare industry. So for example, in my professionalism section, one of the things that I've put under my leadership organization throughout my 4 years in college, I was a part of a service organization called Circle K International, and another public health experience, PLEASE, which stands for Peer Learning Educators Advocating for Sexual Education. Those things all required my leadership, proper communication styles, professionalism, but most importantly, it taught me how to be a good leader in a team setting. So those things are really important in understanding the ePortfolio. So I hope that you take the time to look through those properly and really grasp the sense of what I've learned throughout those 4 years. And finally, I have a reflection portion with a couple of other key reflecting areas. But the overall reflection really focuses on highlighting what I've learned and what I call these key areas. So what I've just talked about, that communication, leadership, and professionalism and collaboration. I really focus on the artifacts and how I've been able to use them to grow as a leader, and each one comes with a summary to better understand how I've used those in developing myself and how I will continue to use them in developing myself in the healthcare industry as I enter into my post-graduation life. But most importantly, one of the things that I would really like to say is that all of these lessons all together are really important in conceptualizing the practice of healthcare management and exploring the solutions to address healthcare issues in the 21st century. As we know, healthcare is ever dynamic and ever changing in our world, and we need leaders that are able to be as dynamic and as flexible to address those issues as they come, and as we're now changing the approach that we're taking on into healthcare. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you'll take the time to look over my ePortfolio. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you so much.